Hi there, this is Chris Stubbings from Stubbs Aquatics. In this episode, I'll be talking about how I keep the holes open in my ponds. See, it gets very cold here. In fact, it got down below minus 40 last night. It's been cold over the last few days. I mean, really cold, like unbearably cold. So it's really important to keep those holes open for gas exchange. I'll also be talking about why it's important not to have your water running during these cold spells, or in fact, our entire winter. 'Cause things will freeze up and things will end very badly for you, at least this far north. Well, stay tuned, everyone. I hope you enjoy this episode uh, and that the tips help out. It's bloody cold out here. Uh, it's still in the negative 20s right now, and when the wind chill, it's in the minus 30s. And of course, it's now snowing. Earlier, the sun was out. Only in Canada, eh? Oh, come on, Marley. Let's go inside and get warm. No. You want to stay out in this crap. You're not right, dog. Either am I. Oh well, it's a family thing. I'm going to show you how I keep this hole open even in these ridiculous temperatures of minus 40 and even worse. This has just been unbearably cold. But for pennies, you can keep a hole open this size. Just to let you know how my day's going. Yeah, I bumped my head. Banged my noggin right good. Ouch. Huh? We'll continue on. My hands are getting cold holding this, so I'm not going to be staying outside for much of this program. I'll be doing most of it inside because even for me, it's getting a bit cold. I really wasn't kidding you that I was going to film from the comforts of inside my house. It's that cold out. So, I do get feedback about why I keep koi in these brutal Canadian conditions. Well, one, uh, carp, which koi are, were introduced to these waters in Canada, where I live, well, well over 100 years ago, and they've been thriving ever since. In fact, they're basically a nuisance species or have been declared a nuisance species. And in some areas, believe it or not, in North Bay, they've introduced, yes, 3 bull sharks. Yes, sharks in Canada in freshwater. And that was to combat the amount of carp that are in the waters. And North Bay is about 3, 4 hours north of me. So, yeah, carp will survive in this climate. In fact, northern carp, and I think koi are the same, actually live longer than their southern cousins, simply because their metabolism slows down. They don't get the same growth rate that they would in the southern climates, but they live a lot longer. This is also true with many other species like bass. Northern smallmouth bass live a lot longer than their southern smallmouth bass cousins, simply because their metabolism slows down. And both fish, if fed properly, basically go dormant during the winter. See, my fish, they'll go down deep. In my pond, my deepest spot is about 6 feet. In that pond, there you saw pictures from them earlier that they're down right at the bottom. And it's also why I want to make my bigger pond that much deeper this coming season. See, it's only about 4 feet deep, and that's about the minimum you should have in this northern area. It's recommended between 48 and 60 inches, simply to get below the frost line, because the ground actually heats your water. Those who live in northern climates, you'll notice that shallower lakes and smaller ponds that are exposed to the sun uh, will actually thaw quicker. And that's because the ground heats the water. In those deep, bigger lakes, it takes a lot longer because it's that much further from the ground heat. Well, that's my 2 cents. I hope this answered some questions on why someone like myself would keep koi outside during the winter. Sure, if I had the room and my wife okayed it, which she won't, I would bring them indoors just because I'd like to see them all year, but I can't. So I got to do the next best thing, and that's make it as comfortable as possible for them outside during our long, cold winters. Nice sunny day. My heater seems to be working. Just to let you know, it's a balmy minus 26 right now. It's almost noon. And with the wind chill, it's about minus 37. I see that both areas are still open in the pond. That's a really good sign. It seems that my method and the Hygger 10-watt pumps are really doing their job along with the air stones. This is the first time ever I've never had to boil water, especially at these temperatures, to open up the ponds. They're staying open. There's a nice amount of insulation from the snow. This is great. At this temperatures, like I said, skin can be easily frozen really quick. Just to show you how fast things will freeze, I just put this water outside just now, and we'll time it, see how long it takes to freeze. In the time that it's taken me to fill those 2 bird feeders, you can see how quick the ice is forming on this. You don't believe me? That's ice. Yeah, that's frozen in. This is just a quick experiment showing you how fast moving water will freeze in these temperatures. Now I'm pouring room temperature water over this tote lid. And of course, it's a rough experiment, and it's hard to do with one hand, and I didn't set up a tripod. So here goes nothing. This is supposed to simulate a waterfalls, and of course, being it's so cold and nothing's going to work out, it ends up, well, you can see, falling. But I continue to pour the water, and you can see how fast the ice actually forms. It is freezing instantaneously. This will show you how quick this water will actually divert. This is why I tell you from experience, never run a water feature, especially a waterfalls, as water will get diverted. They'll collect along rocks or even the stream itself, and it'll be pushed outside the pond. And if it's frozen over, you won't even know it. I speak from experience here. I lost all my fish one year because water was diverted on extreme cold temperatures. So even though water features during the winter they look amazing, but they can be so dangerous for your pond and especially your fish. See, it'll super chill your water. Plus, like I said, the ice will build and form and divert your water, and it'll be displaced out of your pond. And once that water is displaced out of your pond and there's this amount of snow and ice, you will never know until it's too late. Trust me, I really do speak from experience on this. And yes, even after minus 40, it's not the biggest hole in the world, but it's still open. Look at that. Still bubbling away. And those are the Hygger new disc. Man, they push a lot of air. And inside here, like I showed you before, I've got a Hygger 10 watts dual port air pump, and I've got a trouble light. The trouble light is between 25 and 40 watts, your choice. Sure beats paying over paying for a 750 to 1500 watt to keep a hole this size open when you can do it for pennies. Yeah, pennies. A 25 watt light bulb is going to cost you nothing compared to the others, especially with the energy prices going up the way they have. So why take the chance? So I'll go over what you need. You need a good, reliable tote that's not going to leak. The tote's required to cover your pump so water, as in rain or snow or ice, can't affect your pump and ruin it on you. You want to leave a small space for air exchange near the bottom, and then you're going to place your light inside there to heat it. Next, you will want to place your pump on something elevated. I use a 2x4. Place the pump on top of that. That way I can ensure no water is going to go near the pump. And you're also going to ensure that your lines are covered. They can't be pinched off by the ice or snow. I use pool noodles to ensure that they are covered, and I also place them inside a old water hose. As you can see, there's plenty of oxygen being pumped into this pond. By heating the air inside the tub, you're pumping warm air into your pond. This isn't going to heat your entire pond, but it's certainly going to create a hole that's big enough for proper gas exchange. See, gas exchange is critically important, especially during the winter. The holes in your ice allow oxygen to be entered into your pond and allows CO2 and other poisonous gas like ammonia to escape. It is critical to keep that hole open. Over the years in the past, I've had to add boiling water to that hole to ensure it being open. But this new method with the light for heat, the powerful 10-watt Hygger pump, and the Hygger disc keeps the holes open for me. Well, Marley, what do you say? We call it a day? Let's get inside and get warm. Because this is just, well, it's stupid. Look, your paws are even up, you poor thing. Let's get inside. I need something to cover mine, too. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Let's go, Marley. Bye for now.